don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap, gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs.
Shall we introduce ourselves?
Won't you fight for your life?
I don't know how else.
Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. I don't like the frogs.
Well, it's pretty good.
Gay. Friggin' frogs. Frogs.
So anyway,
Frog crap.
hello everyone. How we doing?
Hi,
Who the fuck are we?
we are us.
We are us. I am J.Ishiro, author and alien in a human suit. And today, sitting with me, as always, is the Opie goddess herself.
Oh, thank you. I am Kat, the night editor. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope
And
you all have tomorrow off.
we're on the air.
We are on the air.
So give us a topic
Uh,
or be interesting.
I'm always interesting. I am an amazing and fascinating person.
And you especially think so?
Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed. Well, like, well, we were discussing a lot of interesting things before coming on the air. I mean, we were discussing cute anime girls with guns for arms, for one.
Yes.
And we were also talking about alien symbiotes, not unlike the Guyver. So
Yes, that is true.
so there are many things that we can talk about, or we can talk about something else.
I don't know. Where do you think this conversation should lead? I mean, I think people want something new, something stimulating, something masturbatory.
How about conjoined twin geishas holding 6-shooters?
Oh, that's always a good thing. I would not say no to that.
Especially this one, because she's especially hot.
Now let's talk about Rise of Machine Girls
Okay.
or Burst Machine Girl. Let me grab a few pictures to share.
This is a film we saw earlier this week. Neither one of us could sleep. So it's just like, hey, what's on YouTube? Found this in the original Japanese language with Chinese subtitles. So we had no fucking clue what was going on. But you know what? It didn't matter. It was amazing. And we loved it so much, we bought it on the spot. It came 2 days later on DVD, and then we watched it again, finding out what was going on.
But, you know, I've always had a love of this kind of media. I've
Mhm.
been following the creators of these types of films for quite a while.
Yeah, Tokyo Shock
Films,
creators,
yeah. The Gore Police,
Mhm.
Machine Girl, the original, Robo Geisha.
Mhm.
The fuck's that?
Um,
That's a bad cover. That nobody's. What the fuck's that?
I don't know, but it has nothing to do with what we watched. Absolutely nothing of what we to do with what
Oh,
we watched.
this is good. There.
There you go. That's a good picture.
And we will share. But yeah, there is a form of, I guess, really bizarre gonzo cinema from Japan.
Mhm.
Imagine that. How could that possibly be?
Oh heavens, no, not that. Ishii's trying to get some pictures up.
That is really odd. None are showing up.
Is this a thing where you needed to change the file? Oh, there you go.
Oh, am I down? I think, yeah, I hit the wrong one. That's why.
Ah,
But yeah, it was. I think it was. No, I can't. I would say it is outright one of the best of these films made. There's always been these films. They've always existed. They're kind of an outgrowth of the delinquent girl films
yes.
and how they went utterly bizarre.
Sukaban Deka.
Yeah, the Sukaban films.
Mhm.
And then the TV shows where they just went apeshit. This took it to an all new level, adding elements of Tetsuo the Iron Man,
Mhm.
Looney Tunes,
Yeah.
ridiculous amounts of blood to the point that it's hilarious.
So here's the film, Burst Machine Girl.
Yes, or in America, Rise of the Machine Girls. And it's the loving story about two girls whose mother sold them for body parts.
Yes.
And so even though they're missing arms and parts or organs.
Well, this girl here, she starts off with just missing some organs, and then later she loses an arm. Her sister starts off with having lost an arm, and then later loses her entire body. So.
And what remains of them is sold to a circus.
Yes.
Where the two do a pop idol act with guns, shooting at each other and doing acrobatics.
And a cute song.
And they end up having to go to war with an evil drag queen who runs a international arms corporation that specializes in the organ trade and cybernetics.
Yep.
And there's a turf war that then ensues.
That's about it.
And it has a cast of bizarre characters. When you think it can't get any weirder, it most certainly does.
Yeah, and this one, this is the poster child for, fucking crazy.
Fuck her, but she's crazy, then run.
Yeah, you fuck her, then leave.
Because she is all sorts of attractive, but my God, when she wants to turn the crazy on.
Sure.
And I almost don't want to ruin the surprise about her.
Well, I already said it.
Well.
Then just don't say it again.
Yeah. I mean, see, she's just so hot and innocent there, and then die.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to kill you.
And yes, it was, I don't know. I will say they had a hard time topping this character.
Yeah, they did.
The end was great, but I think what made the end work was that continual shot that went on so long they had to start fast forwarding through it.
Yeah. There is a long continuous shot where actually, if you go to this picture,
it's not very good.
No, but this way the characters are on screen. The guy and the girl enter into the bad guy's domain and just fight everyone that comes after them, and it's this long continuous shot for like 6 or 8 minutes.
I think the actual shot without the fast forwarding, because we have it on the video, is 15 minutes straight.
Yeah, it is.
But they speed through it because it's too long. And when they start to go into fast forward, it works. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it does. It works very well.
You know what? I think because it's such a fringe film, I can run the trailer without problem.
Okay, everyone, we may get taken down, but you got to see this. And the only reason why I say I'm a little hesitant on that is because I figured RRR would be, I could show the trailer for that, and they took us down for that. So.
Well, it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Sure.
I'm willing to take a risk for them. I'm willing to deprive them of me.
Oh, how will they survive?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
They need their gray pill.
Yes, they do. Their gray suppository in the morning.
Exactly.
Would that be my morning show?
Yes.
Get up and rise to the gray suppository?
You should call it the Morning Probe.
Morning Probe?
Yeah.
I don't want to take this any further. I think we've gone far enough with this. I don't think I can. No. That was a good joke. Let's stop now.
Yeah, we're stopping now.
Okay. Once it's uploaded, we will run this. Until then, hinky dinky doo.
Oh, dear God. Are you actually?
No, they'll leave if I do that.
Okay.
If I actually do that, we'll get we got 23. That'll drop to like 10.
You play hinky dinky.
Yeah, people will leave if I run hinky dinky doo morning. What?
Who's that?
Well, some consider it Machine Girl 3, but it's kind of a reboot of the series because it has nothing to do with the first two.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I am fine with that.
I mean, the first one's kind of a classic, and I find it funny, but it does Dragon Points, and it does not have the pacing that this film does. A lot of those Tokyo Shock films, frankly, could be about a half hour shorter. I think all of them, with the exception of Tokyo Gore Police and was it Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl? Those are the only ones that I don't feel run too long. Well, there's no point in which I get bored in those.
I really liked Yakuza Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, I guess that counts. Yeah, that one's fine. The pacing's fine on that one. But like Robo Geisha, Machine Girl.
Yeah, Robo Geisha it's a little long.
Oh, I forget the other one. There's a bunch of them. They all seem like they should be like a half hour shorter because they're kind of filling space.
Yeah.
And there's only so long that you can keep that kind of humor and pacing up. But somehow this one managed it. And it kept the humor going nonstop. I mean, Tokyo Gore Police keeps it going because it doesn't try to be funny through the whole thing. It's got a pretty dark plot, actually. And the humors that are lighting it up.
Actually,
I know you don't care for it like I do.
No, well, it hits us differently. No, what I was gonna say was for Burst Machine Girl, not in tone, but in style of filming, in cinematography. This guy learned from Tarantino.
Yeah, I agree.
And the continuous shots, the difference between cartoonish gore and real violence, because both are in this film. So
the dialogue's notably better.
Yeah, the dialogue.
The only other one, again, the only ones that had good dialogue that I thought were truly witty, Tokyo Gore Police, Yakuza Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And to a degree, but that it's kind of a pastiche, was Frankenstein and Vampire Girl.
Yeah.
Because that was making fun of high school isekai.
Yeah.
So that was a parody. And it was actually written by the manga's creator.
Yeah.
So let's play the trailer.
Okay.
お控えなすって私かつて妹と共に体を売られた片輪者でございますですがどちら様に何を奪われようと歪む人生は歩みません頑張ります
もし母さんに売られてなかったら今と違ってたと思うよ。
大きくは変わんないと思う。だって楽しいし。
俺の法律教えてやろうか。
これから友も妹も助けに行ってまいります
全部正直に話す、それだけだ。
私人呼んでガーストマシンガン
So there you go.
Yep.
And that doesn't even do it justice.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, the insanity, and I think it's because if they showed too much.
Can you pull up the girls? The robot girls?
Which ones?
The colorful ones. There's no nipples.
Okay, that might get us pulled, but I'll try.
No,
wait.
There's no nipples.
Oh, wait, I can pull them up.
Yeah.
You just won't have any sound.
Oh, I just figured a still image. Okay, sorry. We don't mean to be quiet. We're pulling up a clip for you.
All right, let's blow that up. Oh. And we will be good to go.
Yep. Okay.
Give me a second.
Yeah, this is thrilling.
I
Sorry,
know.
people. Neither of us are operating 100% today.
Well, that's why I went on the air, because I figured that's what they needed.
Well, true.
That's what they needed.
Was Opie.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Everyone needs Opie.
There's always time for Opie.
Yes. Okay, you ready? And go.
So, anyway, here we go. Hopefully this doesn't get us banned. I mean, there's no sound, but as we've learned, YouTube sucks donkey. Well, it's through our computer. The audience really can't hear it.
Okay.
Oh, anyway.
Wolf says there is sound.
There is there?
Yes.
Yes, she has drill tits.
Yes.
So, okay, enough of that insanity before I get banned.
Trent, there's worse ways to die.
That was my thought, actually.
So yeah, Catherine, I watched half of RRR, and honestly, it was a little too Indian for me. I couldn't really make sense of what was happening.
You know, I honestly didn't have no interest in seeing it, and I even know what the metaphor is about. Most people are missing, but whatever.
I liked the high concept. That's yours. That's not mine. I liked the high concept of it, but it actually it was too effects heavy. It actually hurt to watch.
Yeah. Okay, wait. I am currently drinking a...
What'll? I am currently drinking a truly spiked and sparkling while unpacking the order of fall-scented Yankee candles I got on sale. I have achieved peak white girl. No, you don't have pumpkin spice.
Sadly, Asami does not return for this film because that would make her... Neither her or Ishishina shows up, which is a real shame. Because both of them are awesome and would have been great to show up in the reboot.
Ishishina's so hot.
Yeah. She could be my dominatrix any day.
She could be mine. I'm not even into that. You know?
Anyway, no. It's just that look. That look she has. It's like, I will kill you.
But it'll be so good. Although her in audition chopping that one guy's foot off, it's just the childish glee on her face. It's just very few people can pull that off and have it be genuine. And that's why she's scary as fuck.
This definitely looks like Caltech let them borrow a little cocaine train. Yeah, I've heard Caltech weaponry are high concept, interesting ideas, and shit manufacturing and materials. So if you want a gun that's going to jam or blow up on you, Caltech.
Well, weren't we watching some demonstrations?
Several.
And
they kept failing.
There was one that full on broke.
Yeah. Cheap plastic.
Yeah. No.
See, Wolf knows what's up. He's into this.
Yeah.
Yes, thank God for Japan. Okay.
Can we change Catherine's screen name to Becky?
Oh, God. I believe the original was in 2010.
Sounds about right. Maybe 2018? I'm sorry, 2008? I can't do numbers at the moment.
Sadly, unless she feels like playing older roles. Unfortunately, Asami is aged out for the Japanese film industry.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that indie films won't take her. She just might not want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the deal with Ihishina, because she has done stuff,
It's just
even though she aged out. But that was never her primary income anyway.
Can you imagine her being a mama-san?
That would be great.
You know,
She would pull it off so well.
Yeah, it's like, no, that would be terrifying because now she has age and experience behind those eyes. It's like, oh shit. Catherine to Harble. I will change my name to Catherine Rebecca.
Her body probably wouldn't allow it to. Why would you say that? I said about 2010. I don't know.
I don't know. I was just I was guesstimating based on who we were hanging out with at the time when we had a movie night where they played that.
A Machine Girl?
Yeah.
No, I showed it to you.
Did you show it to me?
Yes.
Did we watch it
No,
at
we
the
didn't
movie
watch
night?
it as movie night. No.
Okay.
We showed Robo Geisha.
Okay.
We showed Robo Geisha at a movie night.
Okay.
And half the crowd thought it was awesome, and half the crowd thought we were really fucked up.
I am going to say.
We also showed IKU.
Well, yeah, there you go. No, Carl showed it at a movie night once at his parents' house. Wolf. Oh, never mind.
It's just fun comment.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what we've been doing.
Yep.
And then we watched John Carpenter's Vampires.
Yes, we did. Well, half of it. We haven't finished it yet, but we've watched it before. So.
Oh, we've watched it many times.
Yeah. Yes, where it introduced the new vampire ability of always being immaculately clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took a dirt nap, but when you get back up, you are immaculate.
The interesting thing about actress Asami, who's been in so many of these films, is she's a chameleon. It's amazing how many films she's been in and you wouldn't recognize her, which is weird because you see her and she's got a very distinct look, but she can change in an instant.
It's her acting. It's not the face. It's her posture, her expression.
Well, she was the mean sister in Robo Geisha.
Yeah,
and she looked nothing like the Tango Girl.
Absolutely nothing.
All right. So yeah, what else? What else have we been up to? I painted my rooster yellow.
Indeed, he did. He did paint his rooster yellow.
And by rooster, I mean the ceramic one Kat purchased at the 99-cent store and said, "Here, you've got a new project."
Yep.
And I painted it yellow.
He did paint it yellow. It is a golden rooster.
Well, that's the first start. And now I've got to make it a robo rooster. Although, you know, I'm thinking we should get a few more of them. I want to do the vampire chicken.
I saw it, and that was my immediate thought was the vampire chicken. So I thought that's what you would do, and if you didn't do it, I was going to do it. So.
Well, you said that was $4 to get it.
Yeah.
Let's get a few more. I want to do more than one.
Okay. They also have dinosaurs.
Let's go there tomorrow. I want to see what they got.
Okay.
And I need something to mutate the hell out of. Lady Battle Cop. Yeah, exactly. They should do another one.
Lady Battle Cop. Wow. That's been a while. Anyway.
You know, I would show you Robotrix, which is a Hong Kong film that's kind of gonzo and like that. Except it's gonzo and hilarious, and out of nowhere, there's a thoroughly inappropriate and really unnerving rape scene.
I know.
In it for no fucking reason that wrecks the whole damn film.
I know.
Oh, you know. Okay.
Know.
It's like, why?
You thought I was asleep while you were watching it.
Oh, and then my thought is, why? Why is this in here?
Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Damien, have you guys seen Versus? Actually, I think we have.
No, we haven't. Yeah, we watched the trailer for it.
We watched the trailer.
That was the one where it was you couldn't tell if it was a samurai movie or a post-apocalyptic film because you had like samurai with bazookas and motorcycles.
That's right. Okay.
Robot chicken. Yeah, exactly.
Robot capon? You know what a capon is, right?
No.
Oh, it's a gelded rooster.
Why would you geld a rooster?
You geld the rooster. Okay. Here, history lesson here.
Is that to calm down the rooster?
History lesson here. There was a time period in England where it was illegal to eat chicken, or at least hens. So you'd geld the rooster, which then caused their breasts to swell up and become, large, fat, thick, meaty muscles. And then you could eat that. So that's what a capon is.
Seems like kind of a waste.
No, it's not a waste.
Just eat the fucking hen.
No, it was illegal
Why?
because only the royalty could eat it. So you could eat the capon instead. And then later, the royalty figured out that they liked the flavor of capon because they're a little gamier. It has more flavor than actual chicken. So then they switched it around, saying, basically that, okay, fine, the citizenry can have chicken, but capon is for those of status. So it is a big deal to have capon.
Get it now, a capon coupon for 2.
And that's why it's if you read
Buy 1 dickless rooster, get 2 free.
Yep. If you read period books, it's a big deal if capon is served.
I don't understand royalty.
That's okay.
This shit makes no fucking sense to me.
Well, what about the monk with his secret porpoise?
Huh?
That's not a joke.
What the hell are you talking about?
Because of the Catholic Church's restrictions
On porpoises?
No, restrictions on eating meat. You could eat fish all you wanted. In fact, there were certain times of the year where you could only eat fish. But did you know that during this time period, penguins were considered fish? Let's see. What else? Beavers were considered fish. And porpoises were considered fish.
Oh, why the hell not?
And there is a burial mound on an outcropping overlooking the ocean that when archaeologists were digging it up, and it's right next to a monastery, they thought, oh, well, this very important monk must have been buried here, until they tested it and that's not a monk carcass, that was a porpoise. And they realized what happened was this porpoise must have washed up. And at the time period, if something washes up, like a rare piece of meat, you're supposed to offer it to the bishop or whoever is there at the monastery first, and then if they think that God intended it for the rest of you, then the rest of the brothers would get it too. Usually that didn't happen. So they think this monk buried this porpoise with the idea of cooking it for himself, and then either forgot about it or couldn't get to it before it spoiled. So it's the secret porpoise.
Okay.
History is fun.
Well, I guess, according to the Quran, bats are birds.
Yeah, bats are birds. Although according to the Bible, you're not supposed to eat bats.
Yeah, I've seen Mutant Girl Squad. I found it entertaining, but that was another one of those that was went on too long.
Yeah, I did.
Same with Hell Driver. Good, but went on too long.
Went on too long.
And the lead was not a very good actress. She certainly was no Ihishina.
No. Meatball Machine.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Yeah. And
The second one's good.
the second one was good, but honestly, I thought that it went on too long.
Really? I didn't have a problem with that one.
No, that one I thought went on too long.
I thought that one was hilarious. Cocaine Bear. Yeah, that looks great. I actually want to see that.
Cocaine Bear. Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Let's see here.
What?
Michael, so beef for the elite and bugs for the masses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what? If they insist I eat bugs, I think I'll just rather eat them.
Long pig.
Yeah. I think if I have to choose between eating the elite or bugs, I'll just choose to eat the elite. I'll go cannibal. If I have choice, if those are my two choices.
Depending on who they are, there might not be much meat on them.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care. If I can't eat the beef, they can't either. They're
Okay.
feeding me.
They're feeding you.
I'm eating the beef they ate.
That works. It's the cycle of life.
Yes, it is. It's cycle of life.
Bible says don't eat the bugs.
Exactly. Or bats, which
or bats.
you
can't
don't.
eat bats.
You shouldn't eat bats anyway.
No, you shouldn't. Bad things happen if you eat bats.
Wonder if that's why they're so hardcore on the bugs. Is because the Bible specifically says don't.
That's a good question.
Because it's very clear. I mean, the more and more the mask comes off, it's very clear a lot of it is that a lot of this is just blatantly anti-Christian shit. They're doing it just to be anti-Christian.
That's a very good question.
I mean, it's no longer even a conspiracy theory. A lot of it is very blatant and obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the mask has come off so much now.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
Not...
Lobsters and crabs will kill me, so...
But yeah, you're not supposed to eat lobster or crab or shrimp. You can't eat mussel, though. That's fine. Mussels, oysters, and clams. That's fine. Just passerby plays "Eat the Rich" by Aerosmith for Ishii.
Oh yeah, really. If I've got to choose between eating roaches or grasshoppers or grubs or whatever the hell they want, or just going out and gunning down a politician and cooking them up on the barbecue, I know what I'm picking.
I will say, if Joe was the one preparing the bugs, I would eat it because she would do it in the Laotian way.
Oh, it's not an issue of whether or not the bugs can taste good or not.
Okay.
It's the principle of it.
Okay.
They said I can't eat meat, so fuck them. I'll eat their meat.
I'll eat meat. I will break the law to eat
meat. If they don't want the cow to die, they can die instead. They shall die, therefore the cows shall live.
They need to understand that if I don't get red meat, at least, for 1 week out of every month, I will go insane. Do they really want an entire population of women like me going insane?
Well, you see, the thing is, politicians are actually not pigs. They're swamp creatures.
Are they?
Yeah, they're a swamp mammal, so it's not actually long pig.
Is it haram to eat reptoids?
No.
Okay.
Exactly.
I have heard that alligator is good barbecuing. I've always wanted to try it. I never.
It's not cannibalism if you're eating a reptoid.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, if you're shooting a reptoid or a swamp creature, it's not really long pig.
Hey, sign me up.
I mean, okay, granted, okay, I wouldn't eat Lori Lightfoot. That probably would get you sick and maybe even get you some weird disease. That just looks too disgusting.
Oh yeah, do they have parasites? I know some lizards do.
Yeah, come to think of it, I don't think there would be much on Pelosi either.
She'd be stringy.
You'd have to use her for bait to catch fish.
Yeah, I don't think the fish would bite. She's really stringy. Besides, she's filled with ice cream.
Although Adam Schiff looks like he's got a lot of fucking meat on him. He could probably feed a family for a month.
Dear God.
Cook that fucker up.
Dig a hole, throw him in it with some charcoal.
Yeah. Shifty burgers.
Shifty burgers. There you go. Shifty burgers.
You're right. We could use her for a cow.
There you go. Ew. I don't think I want that though.
No. We don't drink milk.
No ice cream.
We don't eat ice cream.
No.
We're those kinds of people.
No, we're not.
We're the 90s Californians.
No, we're not.
Our roots of being 90s era Californians show. We eat that healthy shit. Now, if you're a Californian, you eat the worst food possible. But back in the 90s and the 80s, if you came from California, you avoided the milk.
No, you didn't.
Well, if you were like all healthy and shit, you were.
No, you didn't. Depended on what group
Yeah.
you were hanging out with. The like healthy people that I was hanging out with, it's like, no, you can't eat cheddar. No, you have to have Havarti. It was healthy meant how much money you dropped on it. I'm not kidding.
You don't remember? No. In the
No,
80s and 90s,
I-
Dick and Maria went through the whole California health phase with the wheat germ and the rice cakes and the.
No, I know.
It was only when they got older that it went from being healthy to how much money I'm dropping on it.
The
It was
people that I knew that were pulling I'm Californian and I'm eating healthy equated dollars spent on the food on your plate to being healthy. That's why they'd go and they'd shop at Whole Foods and they'd drop like $50 on cheese.
Oh no, I'm not talking that crowd. I'm talking the true health nut crowd.
Okay. And it's like, this is healthy because it's organic. It's like, it's brie.
Oh no, I'm talking no. I'm talking about the whole culture that started with the fitness fad of the 80s.
Oh, okay.
And moved on into the 90s, where it really was about eating healthy food. I guess you didn't encounter as many of them in Inglewood.
No, I didn't. All the ones that I ran into equated healthy.
Were yuppies?
They were yuppies, and it was I'm eating healthy because I'm buying it from Trader Joe's, and I'm not, although they did have the bread that might as well be like sandpaper,
I hate that shit.
Yeah. Buckwheat crap. Horrible. We don't eat ice cream. Confused noises.
Well,
no, we don't.
We don't drink milk. We don't eat ice cream. We don't have much in the way of bread, if ever.
Unless I make it.
Yeah, unless you make it.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not much in sugar at all. Very, very little sugar.
No, very little sugar. We don't eat wheat, but it's not because of gluten, and it's not because we have a wheat allergy. No, it's just wheat just was dragging us down. We felt like shit.
Yeah.
You cut it out after 2 weeks, and suddenly, wow, I have energy.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're really doing something that burns off all that bread, it's not going to do you any good.
Well, even when I was doing things that was burning off the bread.
No, I mean like working construction.
Okay.
Okay, if you're doing a job where you're really using it.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Same with the sugar. If you're doing a job where you're really using that sugar, it's fine.
It's not the same thing as working construction, but when I was exercising to maintain a 0 calorie level, where whatever calories I took in, I burnt off that day, which is incredibly unhealthy. I was still eating wheat, and I felt like shit.
Okay, so yeah, the whole thing. This doesn't exist anymore. It's hilarious that California still has that rep because that died in the early aughts.
Yeah.
Now Californians probably eat worse than the rest of the country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like complete gluttony there.
Yeah. Oh, freaking tubs. Janelle! Hey, Janelle! My parents went through that eating healthy phase. I had to eat no-fat, plastic-looking cheese, lots of chicken, and watery skim milk. It was awful. Okay, I will say my mom, when she was going through her weird eating phases, it was nothing but supplements and boiling chicken, and that was it. And that was, I can't smell chicken cooked certain ways now. It immediately makes me gag.
Oats are great, especially raw oats.
Oats have omega-3s in them, which will help your brain. So if you are feeling depressed or sad or just not yourself, eat oats. It will help your brain. Same with walnuts.
Oats are good, yes.
Anything with omega-3s. Salmon is best, but if you can't have salmon, eat your oats.
She also wants your hat. Then there can be peace between us. She just likes the hat.
Fuck. Oh, that's good. Yep, talk.
All right, so
Hmm?
enough of the food shit.
Okay.
Another topic.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
What?
Something else.
Okay. What has been on your mind?
No, God, no powdered milk. No, not unless you actually have to. Powdered milk, not unless it's the depression.
No, I use it every day.
You do? For
Right.
what?
The muffins?
Wait, powdered milk?
Yes,
Really? I
Yes.
thought you said use applesauce.
I do. But I also use powdered milk.
Oh, okay. I thought you said powdered milk was bad.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's condensed milk is bad.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. It tastes good, but it's bad for you.
yeah.
Like really bad.
It's incredibly bad for you. Yeah.
But it tastes great.
Yeah, condensed milk is awful for you. No. I use powdered milk. Draco, what do you like about cyberpunk?
What attracted me to it originally was, just the whole aesthetic of the street level, the on edge atmosphere to it, the fact that it was this explosion of clashing cultures and personalities. It was this bizarre between phase of technology where, in a sense, the entire world was on a fast forward button and nobody could keep up. Change was happening so rapidly, and that, in a sense, it was a mirrored exaggeration of the 80s. And that was, you just got to imagine the 80s on steroids and even more blow. That was cyberpunk. I mean, it was the 80s taken to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Was one aspect of it. The other aspect was that it took all the tropes of sci-fi and pulled it out of the clean, shiny spaceships and stuck it into the tropes of classic noir, which noir is just such a great damn genre.
Mm-hmm.
And noir, at its heart, they were never huge stories. They were never stories of world-shaking consequences. They were always stories about, somebody got some bad luck or made a bad decision or had a bad past, or, just fate conspired against him and he just gets caught up at the wrong place at the wrong time. And now everything's fucked and he has to find his way to order. And the style of it all, because there was always a style to noir. The dialogue was never realistic. It was always polished and poetic. And the logic of it all, the plots were also very Shakespearean in their drama, or maybe even Greek tragedy. And these are all things that sci-fi really lacked. I mean, it's not cyberpunk, but for example, as rough around the edges as Star Wars plot was, okay, the original New Hope, okay, before it was a billion-dollar franchise shit show. What was amazing is the idea of taking these stark, high-end spaceships and dirtying them up and making them look lived in, and taking you to villages on the edge of the universe where it wasn't gleaming domes and
Wasn't the shining city on
it was just day-to-day life. What did the average person do in their life, or what were the ports like in these universes? And then layered on top of that was a classic tale of heroism, which in the 1970s you weren't getting out of sci-fi at all. It was all depressing garbage. Everything sucked. You were gonna die. There was no hope in the world. Fuck you. Fuck everything. Soylent Green is people. Die at 21. It's just... So, yeah.
Somebody asked, what are your thoughts of WotC imploding?
Good. Good.
Well, they brought it on themselves. Marvel, synthwave is just industrial at a third speed.
That and
Changed my mind.
industrial is also in a minor key and usually has harder percussion. Much more driving, harder percussion.
Mhm.
A lot more metal clanks, lots of deep booming resonant sounds, and a lot more samples of people screaming and machine guns.
Yeah.
What?
You said that, and immediately I flashed on because you were playing it earlier. Eminem's Purple Pills.
Yeah.
They have the machine guns going off.
Keep in mind, the original new wave music that synthwave borrows from developed right along. New wave developed right alongside industrial at the same time. So there was a lot of crossover between the two. People don't realize that. Hell,
Makes
some
sense.
of old Depeche Mode stuff is technically industrial music.
Mm-hmm.
People Are People is definitely.
Oh, and I love People Are People. It's actually one of my favorite songs of theirs.
All right.
I don't have it anymore. I have to grab it off that CD that we got. Draco, is Cyberpunk known for any larger-than-life villains? Talking Doctor Doom or Cobra Commander, actual evil people?
Well, Clarence Boddicker in RoboCop's pretty fucking evil.
I was just thinking that.
Dick Jones is.
Dick Jones, yep.
Is pretty fucking evil.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Oh, I know.
There's a lot of characters who are amoral, who are doing bad things, mainly because they're not all that aware of how much they're hurting other people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, like Tyrell's hubris. He's not a bad guy, but his hubris created these replicants that have gotten the raw deal of the century. I mean, they're slaves that only get to live 4 years.
Jack Dante.
Yeah, Jack Dante, definitely. Trying to think of any really good standout villains.
Again, Jack Dante.
The thing is about a lot of Cyberpunk, and maybe this is another reason people had a difficulty with it, is either it was amoral, or it was the villains often were so off in their castles, they were often faceless conglomerates or government powers that were more like organisms themselves. The individuals were all tools, and that the corporation itself was just this massive lawyers and executives doing horrible things.
Akira?
No.
No? Okay. Because that one I know there's a debate on.
Yeah.
Okay, so no Akira.
I mean, one of the ones that I really love, which is one of the best libertarian books I ever read, was Walter John Williams' Hardwired. And while there are villains in that book, the big bad guys, you don't ever really see them. They're up in orbit in their paradise space stations while Earth lives in shit. And it's the Earthers going to war with them. But their actions are completely faceless. And for them, they're just pushing pieces around on a board, making money, with no concern to what effect that's going on below them, other than they're just in charge. And they win. The Earthers win through a kind of a libertarian uprising, where all they have to do is throw enough wrenches in the works that the people up in space can't rule anymore. It doesn't actually bring them down or anything like that. They just can't rule Earth anymore because they've made the machine unworkable. And it means that they now have to rely on independent contractors.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But again, that kind of goes back to the idea of cyberpunk is more about, well, the individual story, the individual.
A lot of the villains in cyberpunk are mid-level managers and bureaucrats.
Or let's face it, there's mid-level managers, bureaucrats, and any big boss, for lack of a word, is kind of just it. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Neuromancer where you have the
Neuromancer is an
AIs.
amoral world.
Well, yeah, you have the two AIs kind of warring with each other, and everybody are just pawns.
Right.
And I'm thinking of Armitage, who is this old,
He's tragic.
yeah, this old warhorse soldier, horribly maimed in the war. And one of the AIs literally rebuilds him and gives him a brand new personality and brand new everything. To serve a purpose. And when that personality starts falling apart and his old persona starts coming through, and you just see how broken he is. Yeah, it's incredibly tragic. And the AIs are just kind of like, well, he served his purpose. Okay.
Yeah.
Move on. It's like,
Well, Armitage wasn't the villain in that.
he wasn't a villain, but it's how he was used is incredibly tragic. And if it was a human doing it, that would have been villainous. But since it's an AI basically running program, it's cold.
Yeah.
And it's cruel.
The villains in Neuromancer that you can truly say, yeah, those are villains. Well, Julius Dean, but he's minor.
I like Julius.
Yeah, but he's a minor villain. The more major ones, there's Riviera. And why is he a villain? He's a fucking psychopath who just likes killing people.
Yeah.
It's no deeper than that.
He's a sadist and a psychopath.
And he just likes killing people.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. He is totally a villain.
The other villain was 3 Jane and her family, which were a bunch of aristocrat elites, much like the very rich families we have today. And they're all inbred and they keep living. They have multiple clones of themselves so they can continue running the company on. And they've gone batshit insane and they're all like sociopathic nut jobs.
Well, my take on 3 Jane is that she's apathetic and bored.
And broken.
And broken too. But it's just, it comes from being so rich and so therefore so bored.
What it was her cryo chamber fucked up and she was conscious for the century that she was frozen.
Yeah.
And when she came out, she was gone.
She was broken.
You know what, Damon? You have nailed it down perfectly. Is that at the heart, cyberpunk was free market and the individual versus corporatism and bureaucratic control. And that is why millennials cannot write the fucking genre for shit.
No.
Because they're all a bunch of fucking commies. And they don't understand that cyberpunk at its heart, and even some of the original cyberpunk writers struggled with this as they got older.
Yeah.
That they were realizing the stories they were telling was about individuals and the free market versus corporatism and bureaucracy.
Dare I say, especially the Brits had a problem with it.
Oh yeah. When they realized that's the stories they were telling.
Oh, High Rise.
Oh yeah.
High Rise is, just absolute hell. Where people are living in this arcology building and it's turning into Lord of the Flies, and they have the ability to leave. They can leave whenever they want and they choose to stay. And that mentality of we like it better this way is like a thought virus, and it starts spreading from one arcology to another. And it's like the message behind that book, I don't think is what the author intended. Really. Anyway, Draco. But could you write a mustache twirling bad guy fully aware of their evil and have it still be cyberpunk? Jack Dante.
Yes, absolutely you can. And I'll give you the great example.
Okay.
Just about every major villain in a Judge Dredd story.
There you go.
Judge Cal.
Oh yeah.
Okay, not Judge Fish. He's a victim.
Judge Fish is a victim.
No, Judge Cal, Judge Child, Judge Death.
Really? You'd count Judge Death?
The mustache twirling villain? Killing for killing's sake?
See, I don't see it.
Oh, he is a fucking sadist. He loves killing.
No. I know he's a sadist, but he's lawful evil.
No, he isn't.
He's not?
No.
Okay, see, that was the impression.
No, he's not.
What I read.
No. His rule is he plans to go from world to world killing everyone. That's it.
Okay.
That's all he wants to do is kill everything.
Well, I know wants to kill
Because life is a
everything.
crime.
Well, there you go. Lawful evil.
Well, from in his world,
Yeah,
they decided we'll pass a law. Life itself is the crime.
but they're living by that rule.
And now they're going from dimension or alternate universe to alternate universe, wiping out all life.
See, I don't put that in the same category as mustache twirling. I put that in a different category. But that we can agree to disagree on that one.
The villains in Bubblegum Crisis, absolutely yes. They are definitely more old style grand villains, because Bubblegum Crisis merged cyberpunk with the concept of tokusatsu, and has the regular tropes of a superhero story. So yeah, absolutely, that works. Where'd it go? Tessio Ash Pool.
There you go. Horrible. Tessio Ash Pool. Humans made entirely of Habsburg chins and neuroses. Habsburg chins. There we go. I can't pronounce today.
Harble agrees with you. Harble's on it tonight.
Yeah.
You are a very informed individual, sir.
Oh, Janelle. That's not Janelle. That's Wolf. I'm sorry. Janelle, J.G. Ballard, the guy who wrote High Rise, also wrote Empire of the Sun, which was a semi-autobiography of himself surviving the Japanese invasion of Singapore during World War II. Wow.
Yeah, which is a great story. And you know what? It's a great story and very worth reading, but god damn it, could I say that Ballard was one ungrateful son of a bitch, always ripping on the American military, who fucking came and saved his ass from that goddamn camp and offered him a fucking ride home, fed him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what? And still he sided with commies. Dude, you know, there's only so much help we can give to the Brits, okay? There's a certain class of socialist Brit that cannot be helped, that you're just going to have to say, you know what? Go fix your bad teeth. Go away. I love the Brits. They've done some great stuff. Amazing feats in history. Great entertainment. Just say no to socialism. Okay, seriously.
Yes. Say no to socialism.
I mean, come on. Didn't you guys learn anything from Orwell?
See, that just says right there. With me, with High Rise, I took the metaphor of living in the high rise and liking living in that shit pile as a metaphor for communism. And again, it's a thought virus. It was spreading from one building to another. And he didn't know what he was writing. It's like, I don't think what he writes is what I'm getting out of this book.
It's amazing how many socialists will write dystopians describing how horrible socialism is, not realizing they're describing socialism.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Damien, the preacher in the film Johnny Mnemonic, Dolph Lundgren's best acting work. It's been so long since I've seen that film, I forgot that was Dolph. Crash. I hope you got these books listed in the Cyberpunk source code, because I want to check them all.
It's a shame that Cyberpunk 2077 turned out to do so badly, because I'll be honest, I started that because everyone took interest in it, and I'm like, okay, here's something I'm enjoying. I love doing this. I'm providing a service, and I'm selling t-shirts, and it was turning over a profit, and then the game came out.
Yeah.
And it just killed it.
Womp womp.
It just killed it. And then the people who made Cyberpunk 2077 started copywriting and striking all of my shirts I was making, which
you can't copyright.
Razor Girl and High Tech Lowlife are public domain words.
Yeah.
And I even proved it to Redbubble and TeePublic.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, yeah, that may be, but we're still going to do what Project Red said.
Yeah.
And pulled the shirts anyway. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of the problem.
Wolf says you should check out Pontypool. We did. We both have different viewpoints on that film.
Yeah, I thought it was a very clever film. I like the way the story was told. A brilliant way to tell a story with no budget.
Okay, brilliant way to tell a story with no budget. The high concept was great. I love the idea of a thought virus. I found it offensive. the thing of, well, English is a shit language, and that it's the thing that spreads the virus the worst of all languages. And French is pure, and it's the only way to to keep yourself.
I need to
getting it.
rewatch that
Fuck
movie
you.
and see if that was really the message.
No, it's like I hated that. It really.
I thought it
pissed
was
me
the
off.
French were the extremists.
No, it was French, the French language, because they are so rigid and they have kept their language pure. It is free from the words that spread the thought virus. It's just fuck you.
Okay, read this one again.
Trenton to Damien. I need to watch Johnny Mnemonic again. I liked that movie. The nano wire the chick had was so cool.
Okay,
The filament.
in the story, it's so much better. The dude with the nanowire in the story is just this nobody. He's like this nobody tourist in the crowd who just kind of steps out of nowhere. He's the guy you don't notice. Kills someone and just walks away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Horrible. Quebecois French saves the world. I'd sooner Pontypool, Pontypool, Pontypool. Undead Quinn. For fuck's sake, High Tech Low Life is song title.
Yeah, I know. Multiple songs are titled that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got a bunch of my shirts pulled from Project CD Red claiming that I was copyright infringing.
I wonder if you could put it up again.
No. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
William, the British love socialism because it allows them to be the worst monarchy stereotypes socialists like to freak people out with. Michael, Hunger Games is a great example of the socialists not understanding what they are writing. Indeed. Have you actually read that book? No, I'm sorry. Have you read that book? I find that book hysterical because you have this greater concept of this dystopia where children are taken away from their families in order to fight for sport for the rich. And what does she spend the majority of her time on? Fucking clothing, makeup, and food.
Yeah. English, in my opinion, and I don't give a fuck, is the best language in the world, especially American English, because Americans, despite our shitty education system, has the highest functional vocabulary in the world by leaps and bounds, because the language is so flexible, so damn expressive, and that we can easily modify it to new words, that it's not really an issue.
Yeah.
It's very flexible. It can consume other languages into it if needed. So yeah, and that's why we have to protect English and not let these fucking woke Nazi socialist 1984 pieces of shit censor us.
Yeah.
You know what? There are two genders. Suck my cock.
Exactly. Male, female, and confused.
Let's see. Yeah, male, female, and confused.
Or maybe we should be more correct and say there are two sexes. There is no gender for humans. Gender is
for words, yeah.
JEC, English is the best language for business. It is.
Yes.
Horrible. Speaking as a bong, we love misery. We love a good moan, but we hate the idea of people trying to fix our problems. Nosy Parker is our most damning insult. I had not heard the term bong before. Okay.
And you know what? And that's why we need to just tell, our government, just leave Europe alone.
Yeah.
Even if Europe asks for help, don't. No. Stay away from Europe.
Yeah, just don't.
Eastern Europe, if they want help, sure. But Western Europe, no. They've been at this for thousands of years.
Yeah. They have.
You're not going to change them.
It is the biggest family feud in history. It
You know,
really is.
seems like about every 80 years that the Germans try to take over the world. I mean, it's just, I don't know, something wrong with them.
Wow. It's like, wow, you just put Markle on the same level as Kaiser Wilhelm.
Kinda, yeah, yeah. Don't know, it's just something Germans do.
Just wow. Catherine, we also can't let the Zoomers continue making our language incomprehensible.
Which is what the postmodernists are trying to do. They want
Mhm.
nothing to mean anything. They want to completely render everything meaningless.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree with you, Damien. Actually, that is a great description.
That is perfect. Dominic, Hispanics, Latinos, and Latinas are currently standing up against the Latinx nonsense. They see how stupid it is. I agree. It is stupid. Catherine, so what you're saying is Brits are just a bunch of women?
I would say certain classes of society, or there is a tendency, unfortunately, for Brits to produce their own population of Karens for some reason. That is a tradition or something. But there's always that one woman that you just want to hit with a car in a British program.
There's a long tradition of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't like Jane Austen have one in every novel?
Yes. In fact, she is the life-wrecking idiot.
And it's not all of Britain. Just the culture seems to produce these nosy women who you just want to hit in the face with a board.
Well, a lot of them, it's as they get higher up in society, they're bored. So the only way they fill in the time is to go, stick their nose into other people's business. Or make a nuisance of themselves by saying, I am more awesome than you. And stick their nose in your business. You looking for another comment? Harble, the Germans read Goethe at an impressionable age. It gives them unrealistic expectations about human nature.
Do you mean specifically Goethe's Faust or something else?
And
yes, I'm speaking of Klaus Schwab.
And that is why the Russians are cool, because they got Crime and Punishment instead.
Damn straight they're standing up to Latinx because it's stupid.
Oh yeah, it's totally stupid. Nobody uses Latinx.
Idiots do. It's kind of like putting a kick me sign on you.
I've never heard anybody actually use Latinx. No one.
You know when you'd like see the one brony at the con and you'd come to the table and okay, that's the one to avoid.
Yeah.
Latinx is like that. You see, they use Latinx like, okay, yeah, that's the one that you just no.
Well, they're also not Latino.
Escort them out of the building, please.
They're also never Latino themselves. They're not. Crash. Hey, that's Laura Croft's people you disdain. You're dissing.
Yeah, but you know what? The Brits can take it, because let me tell you, they dish it on us all the fucking time. Okay? Look, Americans don't realize that. They shit on us constantly. It's a national pastime. All of Europe shits on each other, okay? We just don't realize this. They're not one happy family. They all fucking hate each other.
The fine tradition of the British gentleman who can also kick ass died a long time ago. I think the last bastion of that was old school James Bond.
What about Bullet Tooth Tony? Oh, wait, he wasn't a gentleman. He was a soccer hooligan.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm talking.
Yeah, I guess the badass soccer hooligans are alive and well in Britain.
Yeah, no, I'm all for that.
Yeah, if there's any hope for Britain surviving this mess, it's going to be soccer hooligans.
Yes.
Soccer hooligans and Brits who have a very good skill at taking the piss out of things with a few words.
Yeah.
That's going to be their savior if they can save themselves. It's going to be those two groups of people.
Very much.
Yeah, soccer hooligans and those Brits who just have such a gift for the destroying a person with just one polite comment.
That is also a skill that is being lost.
But yeah, yeah.
Is that British way of just cutting you down with a word where you don't even notice you're dead.
I don't think you realize just how much that's like a national pastime over there. They rip on us plenty. They can handle it.
Yeah.
They're big boys. Trust me. They laugh at our accents and the way we eat and all sorts of shit we do. And maybe it's even fair, but who cares?
No, I'm gonna say that it's them it's them being pretentious.
No. They do have the right to say we have no manners.
Have you seen how they eat their peas?
I really wasn't watching closely. No. What, do they use a straw or something?
No, they use their butter knife to push the peas on the back of their fork. The back of the fork. And then eat it.
Jonathan didn't do that when I stayed with him.
Well, Jonathan's not upper class.
No, he isn't. No, he's blue collar. That's true.
Who needs 2 utensils to eat peas?
Let's see. But yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's just that national rivalry thing. I think people don't realize how long it's been there, and a lot of it really isn't that big of a deal.
Well,
it's just a kind of a national pastime.
I'd say it wasn't until recently that it was good-natured.
I mean, let me tell you, when I went over there and spent a month in Britain, I won't tell you how many fucking times I had a Brit say, "You're an American, but you're so polite."
See, that's funny.
It's like, okay, look, okay, I can talk shit too, okay?
No, I would say it wasn't until recently that it was good-natured ribbing. It was like,
it was, yeah.
Yes, we separated from you. We kicked your asses and we became our own country. But you know what? We're all we're all in the same club. It's okay. Oh, you guys get into a scrape. We'll come help you. It's all good fun. Friendly rivalry. I think it was when they started banning butter knives that it turned different.
Know what, dude? No, it's not going to happen. They're going to try and make it happen. And let me tell you, none of their plans ever work right. They all go wrong. Sure, he may try to implement it, but it's going to go horribly wrong. And the rest of us are going to have to put up with it. And the question is, are we going to go kill him afterwards?
Good question.
No. He has been wrong ever since he started the WAF back when it was called the Club of Rome back in 1973. Every prediction he's made has been wrong. Every plan he's implemented has gone horribly wrong. Every time he's gotten rich people together to do something, it's gone amok. And I don't see that changing. The idea is to convince you they're flawless and that everything is going to, that there's no hope. Bullshit. No, they're already fucking it up. That's why everyone's already beginning to find out that they actually are Satanists. Seriously, it's coming out. I never thought it was real. Turns out, no, they really are Satanists. I mean, more and more people from high up are just flat out saying, yeah, they're Satanists. They're not scared. People aren't scared to say it anymore. Nobody thinks they're crazy anymore when you admit it. I mean, if they were really in charge, would they need to continually try and rewrite the narrative for us that they're perfect and that there's no hope? Why are they constantly rewriting that narrative? Why was last year's WEF forum, big national world forum, yearly gathering in Davos, all about we need to fix the narrative because no one trusts us? What people do with that lack of trust is the question. Now, I don't know about you, but we live in a country with a lot of guns and people with bunkers and lots of food. I don't know about the rest of the world, but that sounds like a good setup for dealing with someone like this, doesn't it?
I'm sorry. It's just, I was thinking. It's like,
people are buying their own farms right now to make sure they're ready.
No, I was just thinking of that, opening of the train tunnel ceremony. That's this like weird rite of spring apocalyptic performance.
Yeah.
For opening a train tunnel.
Yeah, exactly. They're fucking Satanists. It's not even in question. I mean, they've almost admitted it themselves. How many times? But anyway, now getting back to this whole thing, it's gonna happen. Crash, you've got to join all the other fucking, unless you're in another country, and then I'm very sorry, dude, but you've got to join every other fucking American who's already said to themselves, well, if the time comes that they want to stick a chip in my arm, I'll just start shooting everyone and they'll have to kill me. Think about that. There are plenty of us who are all ready to, if they're coming to my door ready to stick a chip in me, that's when I start shooting people and that's when I die. And really, what would you rather live in? Schwab's hell or go down fighting?
Yeah.
Seriously, I would rather die at that moment and hope to take 3 or 4 of them with me. Seriously. And there are lots and lots of Americans thinking exactly that way. And really, if you don't got a gun yet and you don't have some food stored up, do it. And if they do come to your door ready to stick that chip in you, just pop them in the face before you die. Don't make it easy for them. You'll go out, you'll have made a difference. You'll send a message, and you won't have to live in his hell. What? It's all right as Americans.
You're not wrong there. I mean, shit, I did not get the jab.
Fuck no, neither of us did.
We're looking for another comment, so.
Yeah, there are commies in Japan, but actually communism's technically illegal in Japan, and there is a hard swing to nationalism there. They just don't like talking about it.
Well, as we've said in other shows, they have a problem with confusing communism with communalism.
Yeah.
And they think it's one and the same until they find out it's not.
Yeah, until they experience it, and then they hate communism. It always happens every fucking time.
Miyazaki is a great example.
As is Kurosawa.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Russia and said, wait a minute, this is shit.
Well, what I mean is,
the dude who created Akira.
Same thing.
Yeah, he's a nationalist, hardcore nationalist.
Cool.
Tell that, that's why the communists in Akira are dupes. Tell that to anybody who's a communist who thinks Akira is pro-communist.
Wow.
You say, no, the dude's a Japanese nationalist, hardcore Japanese nationalist.
Janelle says that she and Steve were yelled at by the English when they went there for their honeymoon about George W. Bush.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me.
Harble, the annual Black Mass is on at Davos right now. The entire active duty Swiss Army has been seconded to protect their word culty jamboree.
Yeah, see, if they were so in charge, why would they need to have that much protection? No, seriously.
No, I was just thinking, I strictly because of. I find it amusing. I want one of the patches from their police that has the goat heads on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Crash Weezerman, they keep it up, they're gonna get another crusade.
Who is it? Rick. Every time I see the word Davos,
Davros, yeah.
I think Davros too. So yes. But
have you guys seen that picture of him on the beach wearing wedding dress wearing a cock sock? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Do not know. Do not know. JC, they're also cowards. 1 or 2 people start shooting, they'll bitch out like they did about everything else. All you need to do is say no.
Yeah, seriously. And I am not kidding. I am not kidding. If you truly are worried about the day that they're going to force you to eat bugs and live in a pod, why would you willingly go? You're an American. You can buy a gun. Go out shooting. Seriously. If that's your 2 choices, what would you rather do? Live in their hell or kill a few of them first?
Mm-hmm.
I know what I do. And yeah, Undead Quinn's right. The WF, Davos, Club of Rome, they're all the same people. Schwab started that in 73. And one of their first predictions was that we were going to be in an ice age right now. And in other predictions, we'd starve by the 90s. And there was an ozone hole layer. And he has never been right once. So do you think his projections for the future are going to work out all rosy and perfect? Like a well-oiled machine? These people, all the people there, the people who do at Davos, none of them create anything. All of them make money through regulations and moving finance around. None of them have ever produced anything actually physically of benefit to the world. None of them have ever created a microprocessor. None of them ever invented some new technology. Fuck, for that matter, they've rarely funded any new technology. They've really just usually gone to things that have been created and said, okay, how can we use this to fuck people over? Mm-hmm. Okay? I mean, these people are not worth a damn. In fact, I think really it all started because they were realizing, hey, we want to be more important. Okay. Let's see.
BGC, what we need is a president with the actual balls to quietly deploy a B-21 Raider to surgically strike Davos. Problem solved.
Frankly, I wouldn't even do that. I would say just a couple rods of God right down in the middle of their fucking hall. Mm-hmm. Just you crater the whole fucking thing.
Well, the great thing about a God rod is that there is no big boom. The building's there 1 second, and the next it's just gone.
Yeah, I mean, just literally the rain of God rods through the entire every square meter.
Mm-hmm. Meter?
Yeah.
Kilometer.
Well, no. Okay, every square. I don't really know the largest ones we have up there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know we claim we don't have them at all. Oh, yeah. I don't know how big they are. I mean, maybe if we have a few that are the size of the washing machine, we could just crater the whole place in one go. Mm-hmm. But yeah, literally, wait, let them have their big meeting. They all gather. Fucking, yeah, just nuke the damn thing. What's Switzerland going to do about it? Cry?
So I take it they're not social distancing?
No. Yeah, you just park a submarine off the coast. Drop an ICBM on them. Seriously. What are we going to lose? Yeah. Seriously, what are they going to do? Complain? Switzerland going to do something about it? Oh, what? Europe's going to suddenly hate us? Really? Really? At this point, I don't fucking care anymore. Or drop a Moab on them.
Oh, there you go.
Tell them, say, look, we just thought, you guys look cold. And yeah.
This is to Harville.
Oh.
Crash. The Communist Party of Japan has more in common with boomer Democrats.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Trenton. Kurosawa was pro-commie till he went and shot a movie in Russia. It was such a fustercluck, he changed his view.
Yeah, he saw what it was really like, and he's like, no, screw this. And he became a traditionalist.
Yeah.
And a nationalist.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think we're going to see more and more nationalism happen.
I agree.
It's not a do you want or not want. It's a natural response to this kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen.
Well, it's kind of already happening.
Yes, it is.
But it's more in response to what our own government's doing.
Yes, the excess carbon they want to get rid of is you.
Mm-hmm.
But
carbon bullshit. William, if there's another crusade, we can get an atheist agnostic for crusade faction.
The thing is considering the atheist agnostic community split after Trump got elected, and the half of them went and became allies specifically of Christians. I wouldn't be shocked. In fact, I was quite pleased to see that once that fight was over, the whole internet atheism thing, when that fight was over, the mature ones who just said, look, we want to be left alone, immediately allied with Christians and people of faith when our rights were being taken away. They had absolutely no issue with that.
Crash, what do you guys think of that Shiva statue at CERN and that video of them practicing a ceremonial sacrifice ritual at night?
Well, I'll be honest, the way that it was shot. Okay, first off, the Shiva statue, was it some sort of poetic reference to what they're doing? Maybe. Maybe. There's an old tradition of that, so that's really a hard call. As for the ritual sacrifice, I honestly think it was staged. And first, because I know the kind of sense of humor scientists have. And the way that it was shot was just way too perfect. Real found footage. Real
camera.
hidden, or no, when somebody captures it on their phone,
Oh,
is never so perfect. You compare that to the videos shot during the riots a couple summers ago. We rarely get video that well shot where you get to see everything and pull away when it's appropriate. And yeah, I totally see the scientific community trolling conspiracy theorists. Why? Because they like doing that. Remember, this is the same scientific community that named astral bodies after Xena Warrior Princess and Lovecraft
and Stargate SG-1.
and Stargate SG-1. So it's not like they wouldn't pull these sorts of things. They kept going on and on. Yes, the asteroid Apophis is named after the Egyptian god of death because of its threat to... No, it's named that because they were geeks and they liked Stargate SG-1.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is why it was named
That was why.
There's an interview with the scientist who fucking named it. JC, there's a picture of a guy who looks a lot like Klaus Schwab naked on a beach, except for the Chuck cage he's wearing and pretty frilly stockings. Chuck cage, sorry.
I totally believe it. I don't doubt it in the least that he's into that shit.
Okay.
They're all into that shit. I wouldn't worry about Skynet, dude.
Excuse me.
Yeah, if the EU created Skynet, it would just simply attack the world with strongly worded letters.
Yeah.
As one of our listeners just stated.
Write an angry letter. We're a little behind. What state do you suggest moving to? Well, we're partial to Arizona.
Yeah. Come to Arizona. We need more of you to piss off the Californians who all moved to Phoenix. And I do mean specifically Phoenix. The Californians who didn't move to Phoenix seem fine. They seem to be here because they love the state.
Yes, and got rid of their California license plates as soon as they could. BGC God rods, we actually have them. America, fuck yeah.
Yes, we actually do have them.
Yes, we do.
And there are reasons I know that.
Yeah.
I can't say.
Horrible. 80 minutes in, and Ishii is considering the destruction by orbital bombardment of Europe. It's a wild Sunday. JW, WEF's consistent line. At this critical point in history, we must start to rely on collective management and not the choices of individuals to plan the future. At every crisis, they make this claim.
Yeah. Like when they said there was going to be an ice age, and like when they said there was a hole in the ozone layer, and like when they said we were all going to die of famine by 99, and like when they said...
Yeah.
said that the ice caps would be melted by 2012, and when they said,
Yeah.
and they said that Y2K would kill us all, and they said that, I mean, just really, you see a pattern?
Somebody asked if we saw Razor Fist Lincoln video. Not yet.
No, we're waiting. That looks great.
Crash says move to Missouri.
Oh, I've heard that's pretty good.
You can own machine guns, and the state government imprisons federal agents such as the FBI for trespassing.
See, so there you go. Fash, why are you worried? Let's say Klaus gets his way. You won't even have to walk out there with a shotgun or a Glock or some sort of single repeating automatic pistol. You can go out in a real blaze of glory with a fucking Tommy gun.
I don't know about that. I know there's a store down the street where I can get a Browning.
For real?
For real. I'm deadly serious.
It's a shame 50 caliber rounds are so expensive.
I know. It's like, God damn it. I think they want $2,500 for it. At least they did 2 years ago. I don't know if the price for Brownings has gone up.
And like when they said the earth was getting hotter, exactly, Wolf. Or like when they said California had a drought. This is not the first time this has happened. For those of you who are too young to remember, California's been through this thing over and over again where they say there's been no rain, it's a drought, we've changed the environment, we're never going to get any more rain like this ever again, we're going to have to cut your water. I mean, they did it in the 80s, they did it in the 90s. Did they try it in the aughts, or we were too worried about terrorism?
No, they did it in the aughts. I remember that.
And eventually, without a doubt, deep into when they start to hit the so-called crisis point, there is a downpour like none other they've ever seen that floods the shit out of everything.
And in one storm season, refills all of the reservoirs.
And I believe we've recorded that at least since the 70s.
Yeah. Oh, we're going way back.
Yeah, just... because of what you said, already looking at prices.
What about moving or Browning? Oh, JW thought I meant brownie. Horrible. Doesn't the Bible say base things about how to deal with false prophets?
Yes, yeah. And there's a reason various religions have that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to become like India, where fraudster prophet is an actual job and role in society. Did you know that?
Yes.
That in India, Swami is con man. It is an actual role to be a fraud guru.
Actually, one of the most
and man, did hippies fall for it.
One of the most entertaining things that I have read recently was P.T. Barnum. Yes, P.T. Barnum himself wrote a book all about scams and the different types of people that you need to look out for that are trying to scam you. And he goes at length, he spends half the book talking about spiritualists and religious gurus.
Yeah.
And it's like, so think about that. P.T. Barnum himself says, watch out for these people.
Michael Connor, you're in Florida. You're in a good place right now. I wish we had a governor with your balls, but right now we've had a fraud election. Our governor did not legitimately win. We're being occupied.
Not our governor.
We're in occupied territory right now.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, she does not have the support of the people, and she knows it.
Well, I am very happy with the fact that our state Congress is like, no,
blocking everything she's doing.
Pretty much, yeah.
And she's scared. Have you noticed that? She's legitimately scared.
Yeah.
Because how much she's hated.
Well, she keeps trying to do these goody-goody, touchy-feely, well, I want to help the homeless, and I want to help the dreamers, and I want to help, all these different people. And the populace or the state are, it's like, no, fuck you. Don't use my tax dollars for that.
Yeah. And yeah, aside
Now,
from
we have people here who are already out of work. We have people here who want to go to college. We have people here, like, what the fuck are you doing?
and aside from the cucks in Phoenix, the state fucking hates the cunt, and
Yeah.
she rarely shows her face. She rarely talks.
Mm-hmm.
It's very obvious she had no plans for after she cheated and won.
No, well, I think she thought she could make pretty speeches and have everybody stand up and applaud her for being stunning and brave, because she recently did one about how she was going to get rid of the school voucher program, and people are like, fuck you, no. You keep that, because that is what's going to turn around our schools.
Yeah. And she looked all butthurt.
Yeah.
It was great.
No, she threw a temper tantrum.
Well, I mean, butthurt, yeah.
Yeah.
How public was the tantrum, though?
She kind of, was like, no, we gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, she keeps trying, and man, does she keep failing.
Yeah.
She sucks at her job.
She does suck at, she sucks at the job she put herself in. Because we didn't vote for her. Sorry, when you win by margin of error and not all the votes were counted, fuck you, you didn't win.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are you looking up?
I was hoping maybe I could find it, but nah.
What were you looking up?
I just put gov.az to see if any videos popped up. Yeah, it is pissing me off that she's taking down the temporary wall at the border.
Yeah.
Fucking cunt.
Well, we know whose dick she sucks.
Yeah, the cartels.
Mm-hmm. Governor Carpetbagger isn't legit. Who knew?
Yeah, Carrie Lake's going to make her term living hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad she is.
God, I'm blanking on it. What was the costume mascot that she was taking around with her?
The chicken.
It was a chicken, yes.
She was going to all of Hobbs' speeches with a guy in a chicken outfit saying, "What are you, chicken?"
I wonder if she'll continue to do that.
Okay, well, we've been on for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we call it a night? Yeah. Hey, there are links to my books in the description. Buy them.
Check out the links. Do we have some shirts in there as well?
Yeah.
Go check out those shirts too. Join us tomorrow, as always, for the are we changing the name of the Monday night show?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just name it Three's Company.
Okay, so for the Monday night Three's Company show.
And nuke Switzerland from orbit. Only way to be sure.
Only way to be sure.